Hey guys, we just wanted to let you know that this podcast was filmed pre-Cyclone Gabrielle, causing devastation widespread throughout our country. On the Pepper and Me website, we're currently donating 5% of all sales to flood relief charities, and there's also an additional tip box at our checkout online where you can choose to up your donation so we can make sure those funds get to the people who need it most at the moment. You're listening to the Pepper and Me podcast, Around the Dinner Table with Cherie, Cam and Lorne, where we chat all things food and business.
Welcome to Around the Dinner Table. My name's Lorne.
My name's Campbell.
And today our special guest has lived at her house for like 3.5 years, but still needs a calendar invite to remind her to put her rubbish bins out. It's Cherie Metcalf.
It's actually so true.
How did you know that? Who's been through my calendar?
Me.
When I come visit, I pull them in for you. Hey, good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me. Did you notice that that's like the only thing in my calendar?
The only thing in your calendar.
Every week, Thursday, put the bins out. Yeah. It's quite a big deal in my life to put the bins out.
Yeah? Does
Yeah.
it make you feel like an adult?
Yeah, when I do it.
Yep.
Yeah. I can
It
always
makes you
give myself a pat on the back.
Feel like an idiot when you don't do it?
Oh, it's just really frustrating when you don't do it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I get it. And it's
And there's so many bins
oh, man.
now. And
It's
they all
every
got-
2 weeks.
Because you pay for the two of them.
Yeah, well, I felt sorry. I felt sorry for the bin company when the council bin company came along, and
Took them over.
I felt like they'd have no jobs left, so I kept my other bins.
Right.
So I've got 5 bins.
What?
Yeah, and they all go on different days and different times, and it's very complex.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Too much admin,
Yeah.
Cherie?
When I go on Tinder, which is like once a year for 10 minutes, my profile says
Looking for someone to
literally
put the bins out?
just need someone to put my bins out. I have the rest of it covered.
And change the spa pool filters.
Yeah.
Chemicals in this
That's
part.
all it says. It says just need someone to put the bins out. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
I know.
Well, good work. All right. Well, what's on your plate?
Okay, my plate this week. I went on a work trip to Whitianga last week. And
Work trip?
Yes, I was working. And we went to the French Fig.
Oh, yeah.
And they're one of our stockists. So they've got a great Pepper and Me display in there. They sell my book. They use all the Pepper and Me products in their cabinet food.
Yep.
So they have like the relish going and stuff. They have za'atar, they have dukkha, they have TikTok on the sausage rolls. It's great. And she said, "Would you like lunch?" I said, "Yep, you choose for me what you want me to eat." And their chef had made the most beautiful mussel fritters I've ever had. And I don't think I've had many mussel fritters in my life, like maybe 1 or 2 from, like a caravan at the,
Oh, yeah. Like
like you get a
white
white bread with some butter and a mussel fritter on it. But these were beautiful.
Like
They
a
were
white fritter
mussel.
or something.
Yeah, like a mussel and chorizo fritter with like heaps of herbs and green stuff, and they were and relish, and they were very, very, very good.
Nice.
Very like out the gate thing, because I would never go and order a mussel fritter.
Yep.
But I was pleasantly surprised. And then I cooked on Saturday for the first time in a long time, and I made a big batch of beef rendang I had a party on Saturday night. So we did beef rendang, and it was so good. And it did round 2 yesterday. I took it round to our friends and fed everyone there. And then we've just had the last pot of it for lunch today in the Hawkers. So that went down very well.
Rendang's always a win, though. I will
it's
demolish
so
so much
good.
of that. It's so good.
It's a little bit of admin because you have to blend, make that paste.
And you got
Make the
lots of different
paste.
cuts of meat.
No,
Well,
I just used chuck steak.
Yep.
But I blended the chilies, onion, garlic, ginger, lemongrass. I used some gone to Bombay in there, some onions, and I put a handful of coriander in there as well. And I marinated the beef overnight, and then so it's not that tricky, but it's more
Still
tricky.
a little
than
bit of admin.
other things, yeah. But it was worth it. It was delicious. It just got better and better over the 3 days actually as well.
What else would you use that base recipe for?
You can eat it as a curry, so you just have it with rice.
Yeah, okay.
And it's an Indonesian dish, pretty sure. Like it's got a few different roots, but you find that quite a lot in Bali, the rendang, and so you could have it on the plate with the pile of rice and then pile of coriander, and they put other sort of bits and pieces around the plate.
Yeah, right. What
Yeah.
about like some kind of pastry, turning it into that, or
Like a pie kind of thing.
yeah, or like a smaller.
Oh yeah, you could do
I
a
don't
beef
know.
rendang pie.
Tart
That'd be
kind of
good.
thing.
If you put it in the roti, because you can make pies with those roti things now. That would be a very good pie, I think.
They quite often serve it with like those roasted peanuts as well. I remember, is it
Yes.
hawk and roll or
Yes, that's exactly right.
moo or something? They
That's
always
exactly
have
right. There's
rendang's there.
roasted nuts, and then often a scoop of that chili paste. I can't remember the name of it, but it's made like from chilies and
They do like
a
deep fried
fish-
anchovies as well. Yeah,
it's like a
Yep.
fish paste or a shrimp paste or something in with the chili.
Yep.
I'll Google name.
Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. Deep fried anchovies.
Yeah, and it's like crispy and it's gross, and I always take it off the plate. But yep, yeah, and it's yep. Anyway, what's been on your plate, Cam? While Cherie's googling.
So my plates, I'm kind of looking forward this week. So as opposed to talking about what I've had, I was going to talk about what I'm looking to have.
Fair,
About to fly off to Hawaii.
nice.
Um,
Your flight's still going ahead.
oh, yeah, I
Yep.
think so. I
Good.
think at this stage it's still all good.
We're recording this podcast as Gabrielle is
Steering through the
sweeping
country,
over
eh?
the country, which is not very fun. So I hope everyone's safe out there.
Keeping safe, and some of the footage coming in from up north out the gate, eh?
Pretty chaos, but
Anyway,
hopefully you get out over there, and Hawaii's nice.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. Anyway, get some good weather apart from this New Zealand summer. But what I've got a couple dishes here
That you're going to try?
Yeah, that are
Yeah.
keen to look out for. The first one's in a Hawaiian plate. Sorry, it took me a while to get there. And this sounds like it's quite a traditional dish where it's essentially like an ensemble of different elements. So they've got like apparently it's actually quite a traditional thing, macaroni salad.
Okay.
So you have a little serving of that.
Yep.
There's 3 different kinds of poke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fish is quite big in the country. Pork's quite big.
Interesting.
And apparently they serve it. I don't know how it's actually cooked. I'm assuming it's steamed, but they serve it in tea leaves. They're called T-I. I don't know how to pronounce that, but
Not like a banana plant.
nah. Well, it looks like it, but I don't know if it's the actual name.
Might be.
Yeah, it might
Something-
be.
some sort of similar plant to that.
Well, I know in like Māori cuisine they cook with the leaves, don't they?
Yeah. Wrap
through-
it up to sort of steam it and stuff like
so
that.
I'm
yeah.
assuming it's done like
Must
that.
be something like that.
And then there's like a taro. It's called poi.
Yeah, this is a tea
Yeah.
is a plant it's a palm-like plant, so very similar to the banana leaf. It must just be from same family.
Nice.
Big palm
Yeah, so-
leaf, beautiful.
That was one of the elements on the dish. So it's just kind of like this ensemble. So I'd
Yep.
be keen to try some of that.
Interesting.
Classic a poke, like
Yep.
a nice poke bowl from there.
Are
'cause
you gonna eat meat while you're away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely try as much traditional stuff as I can. I always
Cool.
find that like, that's probably the best part with my eyes about traveling sometimes is you can
Trying the food,
really
local
try.
cuisine.
Yeah, and like it's just a whole new experience, especially with some of the indigenous ingredients that they get.
Nice.
And I know that over there the fish, like tuna's massive around Hawaii, mahi,
Yeah.
a few other species. So it'd be quite cool to see how they actually prepare it. Like when we went to Mexico, the way
Yeah.
they do things is a lot different.
It's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for you. I've never been to Hawaii, so you have to come back and report on everything you eat.
Yeah, there's
Come
another
and
dish.
try cook some dishes for us. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be quite. I'll try and take some notes anyway. And there was this another dish called, and again, I'll excuse my pronunciation, but manapua, something along.
And what is that?
It's like the Hawaiian take on a bao bun. So
Oh, okay.
Essentially,
Like a
it's
steam bun kind
but,
of thing.
It's I think they traditionally fill these with pork again. Like the pork sounds like it's quite. What's it called? What's the Hawaiian word for pork? It's like starts with K. Well, anyway, we'll find it.
I'll overlay it on the video.
And so that'd be quite cool to try out too.
Cool. Exciting. Oh, that'll be fun. Really cool. Did you find what you were Googling for, Cherie?
Yes, sambal. Sambal.
Oh,
so
yes.
yeah, I feel like there's different types of sambal though, because you can just buy sambal. But the Indonesian one is very fishy.
Yep.
But it was salty. Yeah, beautiful with the rendang. And you get, some pickles? Yeah, all your little bits and pieces. on the
Nice.
plate. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Recently I did the skillet cookie, and it sounds so dumb, but it's literally the first time I've made it out of the recipe book. And it's not that exciting or something called the best meal or anything that I've cooked, but it's actually so easy.
Yeah, it's so easy.
So stupid
it's-
easy.
it's
I
not.
couldn't believe. I've like always just not made it because I'm like, oh, whatever, dumb fad. But it was actually took me like 5 minutes to put together.
I've said that.
Yeah, I'm sure you have,
So
but I've
many
just never
times.
done it. So if you haven't tried the skillet cookie yet, I did it with I didn't have macadamia or white chocolate, so I did it with that the hazella.
Hazella, yeah, yum.
Yeah, so I mixed all of that through, and that was mint.
Did you put nuts in it?
No, we didn't have anything.
Yeah,
it was
right.
literally just hazella, and then some like a teaspoon of random sugar-free chocolate drops that I had left over in the baking thing. So it wasn't, but the hazella was the star of
I
it
think
for sure.
dark chocolate and hazelnut's probably my favourite
Yep.
skillet cookie, but then I also love the caramel with macadamia.
Caramel would be
yeah.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought
Almond
macadamias.
one you did was
Yeah, and I did it with scorched almonds. You can use that same base in the recipe, and you can just add whatever you want to it. Did you serve it did you let it cool and then cut it into slices, or did
Yeah,
you just
with ice cream.
Yeah.
Yep. Cut it into pizza slices for sure.
If you had to pick one chocolate,
Oh,
what would it be?
oh,
Oh, this is a big conversation.
this is a big
Yeah.
conversation.
Like
So
a bar or a block?
it's-
Like
Or-
if you had to draft, say it was us three and we had to draft chocolate.
I would. Mine would not be the most favorite out of anyone, but it's the milk and cookies one. But it's the Milky Bar milk and cookies because I'm
Right.
like a huge fan
So
of
Nestle one.
Oreos, and yeah, I don't even know what brand. It's just not like it's not Dream white chocolate. It's
Milky Bar.
Milky Bar white
Yeah.
chocolate, but it's milk and cookies.
I think the best cookies and cream chocolate bar is the Hershey's one.
Oh yeah, probably is, but I probably would eat one whole bar of that too fast.
Okay. What's your favourite?
I really like the Lindt salted caramel one.
Oh, I'm not a fan of salted caramel.
Yeah, neither.
It's
You
made
like
like
it,
a
you
dark
love a
chocolate
salt flake,
and
though.
Yep.
salted caramel.
When I was keto a couple years ago, I got really into like the like 95% cocoa.
Oh, dark chocolate.
Dark
Such an
chocolate.
elitist because I'm keto.
Oh.
Did you hover when you woke up?
Oh, that time I was keto 2 years ago for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't last very long. Did it?
Oh, I've done it 3 times now, and I've done really good, like probably 8 weeks each time. Anyway, so I can handle one of them as well, but no, the milk and cookies. What did you say, Cherie?
I actually don't know the answer to that. I quite like the favourites box, so you can just pick and choose. But this would change for me often. I don't eat sweets often. Like I'm definitely not a sweet tooth. I'd much rather have a piece of toast after dinner.
Yeah, it's very true. Or a platter.
Cheese and crackers or
Anchovies.
yeah, some anchovies. But I like the favourites because it's like a little just in the right size. I'm just trying to think. Oh, do you know? No, I've got it.
I reckon I can guess it.
Go.
Tony's orange.
Yes.
Yeah, man, knew that.
Did you?
Yeah.
What?
The choc orange.
The thing
Yeah.
that came out at like
Yeah.
just before Christmas, and
Yeah,
took
well,
over
it's
everything.
been around forever in England. It's
Right.
massive.
Yeah.
Cheries.
Oh, is it?
Cheries choc orange. Yeah, it's massive overseas.
Oh, I didn't know
We've
that.
just never had them here before.
Right, because they look like Willy Wonka.
Oh, it's divine. It's so different. It's such a novelty. You unwrap the round ball,
Mm.
smack
Got-
the bottom on the table, and all the segments just lay themselves out on a platter for you.
Take me.
If only you could get that from everyone, eh?
If only.
Just giving them a little tap on the bum and they lay themselves out for you like a Cheries choc orange.
Pick themselves apart.
Unwrap the segments.
And the segment size is just perfect for your mouth. Like, it's not too big of a square that you have to, like, you know, there's not edges to feel. It's just smooth like a,
Yeah,
it's a perfect thing.
Interesting.
And then I found the dark chocolate ones.
Yeah.
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 Cheries choc orange dark chocolate would be my, for sure,
Right.
favourite. Currently, that will change frequently.
Not a fan of chocolate and orange, like the chocolate chip orange ice cream. I can't do. Doesn't make sense in my mind to mix those two things. Like mint chocolate, I can't do mint.
Yeah, well,
chocolate.
I love
Yeah,
mint choc.
yeah.
I think mint choc's one of my top fave things. Love it. What were we up to?
Food trends.
Food trends of the
food
week.
trends.
I'll go first. Mine's a bit weird, but you'll know what I mean, I think. Is stop motion food videos. So you
Okay.
know where they like the
Yep,
food
the food's moving
that
around itself.
moves itself around
Yep.
and then like
So it's just
clashes
photos.
together and then
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
they're doing it with like so the chicken leg will walk towards the cheese, and then the chicken leg like opens itself up and
Eats the
eats
cheese.
the cheese.
Okay, I haven't seen these
I'm gonna
ones.
show you.
but
I'm gonna
yeah.
show you. I'm gonna show you right now. So I saved it just before. So see, watch this here.
That is amazing.
It was. Oh, it's that one. That one. There. See.
Oh my goodness.
See?
What?
The prawns walk up to the chicken and then
I feel
like.
violent.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like the prawns, they've ripped their skin off like naughtily,
Whoa.
and the bacon's walking itself over and. That's good, eh?
Yeah, that is good.
Like the prawns like
Yeah.
sucking the skins off the chicken legs.
But yeah.
I don't know if I like the trend or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting though.
It's really
I can
interesting.
appreciate the effort it would take.
I don't think
to
they're
make that.
aiming to make great food here. I think they're aiming to make great videos. Cause
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh,
That's not a food trend. That's a
weird.
videography TikTok
Yeah,
trend. That's
yeah.
cool though.
It's very cool.
It's interesting to watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 a lot going
I
on.
don't know how long I could last.
I don't know how I feel about the prawns pulling back the chicken skin like that.
My trend anyway is what I've been seeing heaps, and it's a really cool idea. Is how people are regrowing. So say I saw the example of a green onion. So keep
Oh.
the stem,
And just
So
chuck
use
it
the
in
top
some water on the
water or
windowsill.
soil, and regrow
Yeah.
the product. I thought it was actually a great idea, and I've been
clever.
seeing it heaps actually.
I've tried that a few times, but I've just never been able to actually get anything worth eating out of it growing again, if
Yeah,
that makes
right.
sense. So you can grow it real easy, but if you're growing like I don't know, a celery stalk or something, it just turns into this kind of ugly looking plant that's not worth eating.
Okay.
I don't know if that's like
we'll review
me
it, we'll
or
test it.
like
Yeah, with celery and all sorts, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think it's. I think
celery
you
was
have-
easy. Just
Yeah.
chop the bum off and chuck it
Yeah.
in like some soil.
You
and
need
it was
roots
away.
though, eh? Like, because you need to be able to or pull the nutrients out to grow something.
Oh, I don't know.
So
Just
like
don't try doing avocado because you'll just have an avocado seed mouldy on your bench top for like
Yep.
3 years and it
We
won't
got
work.
like we did it ages ago, like maybe 8 years ago, and we like growing like trying to grow like 50 avocado seeds. You know how I do
Yeah.
all or nothing, so I
Yeah.
wasn't just going to do one. I'm like, I'm going to grow all these avocado trees. So like 50 of these
Seeds.
seeds in bottles growing, and then the cats brought in this massive pigeon into my house,
Knocked
and
them
then
all
the
over?
pigeon just flew around like smashing all like it was 50 broken bottles on the floor.
I tried to
and
grow
a pigeon.
I was gonna say I tried to grow coffee beans. And it did not work at all.
From roasted coffee beans.
Nah, like I
Like a
got a
coffee
coffee
plant.
bean plant. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
But
They
New
take
Zealand,
ages to
No,
grow.
it's-
It's not warm enough here.
yeah,
eh?
you need humidity. There's actually a place growing them up in above Auckland,
Right.
and they've created their own farm. That
Yeah.
like the coffee beans are apparently really expensive because
Interesting.
it's so hard to like the way they've
Must be like
designed.
greenhousey kind of.
It
No.
must be. It'd have to be because they need a certain level of humidity
Yeah.
to grow them.
Interesting.
Pretty interesting. We should probably check that out.
We probably should have a Google or something. My food trend. I don't know if this is a food trend or not, but like, how many brands of like non-cow's milk do we need? Because there are just so many popping up at the moment. Like all of the oat milks, all of the soy milks, all of the almond milks.
It's really a competition for who has the best branding.
Honestly, it is.
It really is.
And
Yeah.
and there's just new brands popping up every week, and
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
why
get it
not?
because I'm
Because-
just like I just drink normal milk and I always have. But
So I don't drink normal milk, and
Right.
I don't really drink plant milk either. But I'll always buy the best looking brand one.
well, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
where are you guys at on the stance of calling it milk? I like the plant, the alternative.
Oh,
Not
I'm not phased at all.
I don't really care.
Not phased at all. Do you know what? It is a good business model. That's why people are doing it, because it's
must be easy.
it's a massively growing industry. It's they can make it shelf stable.
Right.
So you're
so it's
instantly got this massive
good
advantage
for
over milk.
ages, Yeah.
And from what I can see, it'll be a hell of a lot cheaper than making milk as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got advantages for sure.
I make
But I
my
just-
own oat milk. and
Do
it's-
you?
Yeah.
I've tried it before, and it just like if I try and have a coffee with it, it just tastes like porridge to me, and I can't do that.
Well, I put the oats in with water, dates, and salt.
Nice.
Blend it.
So it's got a bit of sweetness to it from the dates.
Yeah, and then I put it through a bag, a muslin bag, and drain it
to
out.
strain it, yeah.
But it is like it definitely doesn't work the same as like the ones you buy.
Yep.
Like, there's enzymes and things like that that help.
I think the coconut milk is the most closest to kind of having that fatty mouth feel or the creamy sort of
Yeah,
mouth
probably.
feel.
But I hate
Aftertaste
that.
sometimes.
But yeah, I
It's-
can't do it either.
I
Yeah.
hate that mouthfeel. And you're right, the oat kind of tastes a bit porridgey.
Yep.
But I really enjoyed it in the chai latte. I had a chai latte and then
Oh yeah, where it probably wouldn't matter as much.
yeah, it was kind of nice with the spices.
Yep.
What I just saw about this morning, there is a new company, I think it's in America, but it's called Pulp with a Purpose. So you know when you make the oat milk and the nut milk's alright, and then you're left with the pulp. So your milk's basically not made from anything except water and
It is actually
so
just
it's
water.
just yeah. So you have this byproduct, which is the pulp, that they are now turning into all sorts of other things, other
Interesting.
products,
yeah.
which could be a trend that we could see massively take. Because if everyone's
'Cause it's
drinking
all
these milks,
Byproduct
there's
of
going to
it.
be all this byproduct. Yeah.
And it's probably
So
I make cookies with mine.
oh, that's good.
good.
They did a pancake mix, so you might be
I might,
a
yeah.
bit of you. Yeah. Interesting, though,
try.
eh?
Yeah, it is. It's a good idea.
Pulp with a
I was
purpose.
thinking like no, it's more nuts and stuff, eh? So it's not really fibery. I thought, here we go, is this like what we're gonna have our like utensils made out of next, like compostable utensils
Yes.
made from nut byproduct?
Well, honestly, it probably will be
Probably,
at some
eh?
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They bake it enough and mix some other sort of fibery stuff into it.
Put some agar into something to make it hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
All right, that's the food trends of the week. What about our followers of the followers? What about our follows of the week?
So mine is Diane Morrissey. I don't know if either of you guys follow her, but she, I don't know why she wasn't my first mention as follow of the week. She does the best cooking videos. She actually has the same style of food as me. She eats very similar food that I do, so I really connect with all of her videos. But she does one every day. She's got almost 1 million followers. They're really quick, like minute reels, sort of stock standard ingredients. There's nothing weird to find. Lots of cool like sharing platters, lots of stuff with lots of cheese in it, and then also lots of brekkie ideas, lots of toasts, all sorts of stuff. So just Diane Morrissey, I think it's got 2 R's, and you'll find her on Instagram. I'm pretty sure she's on TikTok as well.
Nice.
Nice. Mine is I am Corey B. I don't know if you guys have seen this guy, but
Haven't.
he does heaps of like hacks. Like, you watch a video and it'll be someone making some kind of random cooking thing, but it's like one example was he got potato chips or French fries, like frozen ones, poured them into a waffle maker, made
Oh,
waffles,
right.
and then used them to make a burger.
Like,
And he like watched the video. He's like, "This isn't gonna work."
Yep.
He's quite funny how he redoes it, and he'll redo the whole thing.
figure it out a few times till
And
it
then
works.
if it works, he's like, like this actually works. Like
Yeah, cool.
it's quite cool.
I've done those, and I've done hash browns in a waffle machine, like just
Oh, yeah.
and potato, and you did pancakes in like a rice cooker.
Yeah. Did it work?
It did actually, because it turns into like a full-on like pancake cake. Because you do
right.
like the whole thing in the rice cooker and then put the lid on and like steams it. It's real yum. Anyway,
I don't know about that.
you don't know about that?
No, but I had eggs Benny at a cafe called Benny and Brew, which is out Otamotai, and they do an eggs Benny on a potato waffle
Nice.
thing, which I think it was like a cheesy potato situation,
Yep.
but I think it was mash rather than hash.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it was pretty good.
They are a really, really good cafe. Benny and Brood.
Yeah.
I've had corn fritters from there, and I really like when people do the corn fritter, like fritters, but not as like a pancake fritter,
Yes.
like
It's more thick.
ball, like deep
Balls.
fried ball.
Yeah, deep
like-
fried ball, yeah.
and with a couple poached eggs, they're actually phenomenal.
Isn't it such a delight when your
Yeah.
fritters come out deep fried instead of like
Yeah,
little
not little
pancakes? I'm like,
pancakes,
oh, what a treat.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Visually,
Yeah.
it looks wicked.
Yeah, I've been there 3 times and we've had a couple of like meals. I feel like we just went at busy times and stuff, so I'll keep going back.
Yeah, definitely worth revisiting.
Nice. Mine's a. Oh, who are we on to now? Sorry, where did we go with it?
Follow of the week.
You've got to do your follow.
I've got to do my follow of the week. So mine's a smaller barbecue account. He's a local guy actually. He just works around the corner from us, Thomas Hills. His account's barbecue or BBQ_Hills on Instagram. And we've sort of been following him and keeping an eye on for a while. And he comes in and gets stuff from us. But
Yeah,
he's
he's
just leveled it up recently, I reckon, with his reels, and he's just trying more and more stuff. On the weekend, he smoked all of his own peppers and made jalapeno jalapeno bacon what do you call them? Bites.
Poppers.
Poppers.
Jalapenos.
Poppers, jalapeno poppers. They look so good. And I'm on the barbecue train at the moment with my new barbecue. So I went and followed all these barbecue accounts. But it was cool to find one just around the corner.
I've definitely not got much barbecuing done. Do you
No.
know what? I got a barbecue for Christmas.
Have you used it?
Nope.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Not even once?
Not even once.
Oh my goodness. No, because Paul was there and he put it together for you.
Yeah,
Oh, I
built
did
it
see
for
that.
me.
Yeah, I did see that.
I know, I'm actually embarrassed of this. It hasn't stopped raining for the entire last 2 months. And
Yeah.
to be fair, I've only been home about 5 days in the last 2 months. But,
Yes.
all right, I've got a question for you. Who
Right.
would you invite to a dinner party, dead or alive?
Oh,
And what would you cook? Like one person.
this is
Too much?
No.
just time to think.
Can we revisit this next one?
Yeah.
I'd like to think about this. Oh, no, okay, go for it. I'll have a look, think. Wait.
Let Lorne answer. And then
I went to Ed Sheeran on the weekend, so I'll just say Ed Sheeran. And he can just play music.
what will you cook for him?
Porchetta.
Oh, yeah, he would like that. He would like
I reckon
that.
he would.
Yeah.
And we'd just drink beers all night. Because, like, if you've seen him, like, travelling around New Zealand, he just went to Hobbiton and looks like he literally just got drunk,
Yeah, perfect.
which would be a good time.
I'd invite Elton John, seeing as I'm not going to get to see him
Yeah.
play his concert. And I don't know what would I cook.
What would Elton John like?
I don't know. I feel like he's pretty wholesome these days. He might need like maybe.
You do some, like, English pub meal, just bangers and mash. But level it up.
Yeah, well, I cooked for Mick Jagger, and that's what he just wanted, like a roast
You cooked for Mick Jagger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can we
Excuse me?
yeah, talk about that?
on the yacht.
Oh, really? Well, that's a story.
Explain. What did you make? Did he sing a song?
Nah, I didn't actually cook for Mick Jagger.
Build-ups.
No, there's a backstory to this. So.
Is there a front story too? Like what?
Yeah, I was doing an interview for this magazine one day, and they were being extremely painful. They're like, "Oh, you must have something interesting." And like, they were just like poking and prodding, and I was like, "I cook for Mick Jagger."
Excuse me.
Just toss it out there.
I did, and they printed it. They put it in print. Yeah, they printed it in their book. No. Yeah, it was in like a home and garden book. Like, it was just ridiculous. I don't even know why I was in there. I think they'd sent out a press release for my book release, trying to get any magazine to do an article about my book. And the home and garden's like, oh, we don't really want to do recipes, but we could, does Cherie have a good home? Like, we could do a segment on her and her house.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure that was that. It was that article, and I just really like my house is like stock standard. Like, it's cool, but there's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
And they were really like, oh, and like,
Digging.
tell us a story about that. Like, where did you get that piece of furniture? Where did this come from? I'm like, it's literally all from farmers. So yeah, I just gave them a yarn about Mick Jagger. I'm pretty sure it's the opening line of the
That is
article.
hilarious.
And
That is amazing.
then I realised, I'm like, yeah, like who's gonna call me out on that?
Who's gonna fact check you?
Absolutely no one. No one's gonna call me out on that.
That is, wow.
Well, it's true. Like, who's going to be able to chase that one up? Eh?
Yeah.
Like, it was
Yeah.
on the yacht. Wow.
Yeah. I love the yarn sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
If you say anything with enough conviction, people will believe you.
Yeah.
This is something I've learnt.
If you walk into any
My
shop
time
with a,
spinning yarns.
It's very true. It's going to be bold to call someone out.
Yeah, yeah. Like, not gonna, like, Mick Jagger's gonna call me up and be like, I'm pretty sure you didn't cook me that roast, actually. And if he,
Minute, eh?
if he did, I'd be like, yes, I did. Don't you remember?
Where? Here. I wasn't there.
Like
you
he,
were.
like he can remember the last 60 years of his life in that much detail.
wow.
Even he would believe it, I bet.
Yeah, probably right.
Well, there's dirty dishes for you
Oh,
anyway.
goodness. Yeah. Okay. All right, Cam, who are you cooking for?
Oh, I don't know. I'm scared. I actually don't know. That's a really hard
Alright.
question. I always wanted to go to Mac Miller's concert, and he passed away. I don't know.
Who's he?
He's a rapper.
Oh, yeah.
But I had tickets to go to see him, and then he ended up cancelling his New Zealand show.
Oh,
So, be cool to meet him.
yep.
Okay.
Cook for him.
Nice.
I'm sure what food he'd be into, but I'd probably do like some kind of spring roll setup where you can build your own.
Oh.
You like a little build your own spring roll of night?
Yeah. It's always a bit of fun and gives people options, you know.
Yeah.
I'll just be there to kind of.
Get involved as well.
I just reckon he's like he's a pretty interesting human being. Yeah.
Down with a DIY spring roll.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Alrighty. Cherie, have we got anything happening at Pepper and Me?
So I went to visit out some of our stockists.
Expanding.
Expanding the horizons.
Yes,
Looking
I
into new
was.
opportunities.
I was doing research.
Research and development.
Yes. Do you know who I went with?
Of course I know who you went with.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, bummer. I was hoping. Who was I with?
Old Hard Eyes?
Yes, I was with Hard Eyes. Yeah.
Oh, come on, I'm not
I
flipping
thought
that
I
dumb.
pulled the
No,
wire eyes.
as soon as you said, I might go visit some stockists up the Coromandel, I'm like, oh yeah, what's the booty call up the Coromandel? It's the only reason you're going to travel anywhere.
Damn.
And then try and cover it up as a work trip at the last minute going, who are our stockists?
Yeah. Who can I visit?
Who can I visit? Ella, can you email me?
Yeah, yeah. Bummer. I was hoping to expose myself, but you already knew. I have to try harder.
Oh, we've got shows. We've got some shows coming up. All right. So at Pepper and Me, we've actually we've got some shows coming up. We're going to be at the Rotorua Food Show. Is it the Rotorua Food Show or Rotorua? No, it's the Rotorua Home and Garden
Home and
Show.
Garden Show.
So that's the 24th or something like that of Feb.
Yeah, it's next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So if you're in Rotorua, come along and visit us. Say hi to the team.
Yeah, we've got the Cane and Abel.
We've got Cane and Abel there
stand
as well,
And while we're talking about Cane and Abel, I'll just
Oh.
take this time to let you guys know that today's episode is actually sponsored by Cane and Abel. Cane and Abel knives are made from high carbon steel, which are easier to sharpen and lighter in hand, creating a beautiful cutting experience. Head to caneandabel.co.nz to check out the range, and for all you podcast listeners, we have a special code out there today. It's Lorne is cool for 10% off. Once again, that's Lorne is cool for 10% off. Now back to the show.
Thanks, Kate Abel. Love how we've got a wide variety of sponsors on this show.
Absolutely. I'm getting kickbacks off all these sales.
we.
Right, great. Do you have any dirty dishes for the week?
I don't have any dirty dishes this week, but I thought I'd bring up some old stories. While I was editing the podcast and we were talking about Lone Star, it reminded me of a time that Lone Star actually semi-sued us.
Well, this is a good one.
Yeah.
So once upon a time we developed a recipe for the Pepper and Me Club, and without really thinking about it, it was called Dixie Chicken. It was Dixie Chicken.
It was a direct copy of that dish.
Yeah.
Inspired by that.
inspired
We
by.
obviously don't know the recipe, but everyone loves to eat it, so we're like, oh, let's give you a way to cook it at home.
Yeah.
You also did like a Big Mac recipe too, didn't you?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, we've done we've
Do
been
a KFC
inspired by
copy,
lots
you
of
know,
stuff.
You take dishes that you love and try and make them at home. Totally.
Anyway, turns out that the name Dixie Chicken is trademarked.
Yes.
And Lone Star own it, and Lone Star don't like when you use the name Dixie Chicken in the website. And we got a very stern email.
We got a cease and desist letter.
And they were asking for like damages and stuff as well. Like
Yeah,
it was
they
pretty
did.
bad, and
Yeah.
we just said we didn't cause you any damages. We're not paying you damages, but we'll take it down. So that was
So we've renamed it Hoedown Chicken.
if you wanna, am I gonna have to like bleep out Dixie Chicken every time I've mentioned it here or something? Anyway, Hoedown Chicken on the Pepper and Me Club.
It was
Make
a
it free.
firm favourite recipe from
It's
the club.
really good.
Yeah.
Decent. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting dirty dishes that we could mention.
I was gonna say, what's the protocol there? Is it just like respond, or is it like?
Oh, yeah, we just replied. Well,
You
they
just
had
go
their,
to get advice from your lawyer, and he's like, you shouldn't have done it. But it's not, he's like, oh, you obviously shouldn't have done it, but yeah, just take it down. I'm sure they'll be, they're not going to come after you.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
Roll up.
So they were trying to charge us damages, but we just said we'd pay their lawyer. Probably if we just said yes to everything without being like, nah, you're being dumb,
Yeah.
then we probably would have
Makes sense.
been like 5 or 10 grand or something. But I think it literally cost us maybe $500. So we probably got off fairly lightly.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a big deal.
No.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, have you got any dirty dishes?
Well, I had my divorce party on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Which was really good. We had
Nice and wholesome?
it was pretty wholesome.
Yep.
The theme was Miley Cyrus Flowers video.
Yep.
So there's really only 3 or 4 outfits in there. but it was really good. I didn't want it to be like a bitter, burning stuff, like carrying on celebration. It was more just a way to like thank everyone who's got me through the last few years and been good friends, and basically just an excuse to
Have a shindig.
have a little party. So we had cake and made my hawkers and sent it. We did some karaoke.
Yeah, some
Was
couple glasses
very
of
good.
champagne.
Yeah. Made a champagne tower. Caught up with lots of good friends. That was awesome. Good night. There was 3 people who asked in the question box last week, how do you juggle everything? And I've probably been outed that I don't really do much, so it's not really a case of much juggling anymore. But it used to be a lot of juggling. And there was a quote that someone read, I think it's... I can't remember. It was said by Nora Roberts anyway, and someone spoke about this at a woman in business event that I went to about 4 years ago, and it really stuck with me. And the quote was that someone asked her how she balances her writing and kids, and she said that the key to juggling is to know that some of the balls you have in the air are made of plastic and some are made of glass. And if you drop a plastic ball, it bounces, no harm done. If you drop a glass ball, it shatters. So you have to know which balls are glass and which are plastic and prioritise catching the glass ones, which is like basically such a good way of summing up everything. What's your glass balls of the day? It may be that Pepper has a doctor's appointment. It may be that there's a parent-teacher interview on. It may be that something needs fixing at my house, or it may be something that absolutely has to be done at work. And so you need to, I guess, each week figure out... dinner with my friend that I may not be able to make to that. That's all good. I can cancel on that. I know I can't do everything. So you pick, what balls are glass and what needs to be done and who needs you the most at that point in time.
But I think it also highlights that actually you're gonna drop some.
Oh, totally. It's
I
a very
think
realistic
that's
quote.
You can't juggle everything.
No, you can't.
It's being really realistic about that, which is good.
And sometimes you can get a babysitter for your kids a few nights in a row, and then there may be a time when it's just not going to work because they need you. So I really enjoyed that quote anyway.
Oh, nice. That's a wholesome way to end it off.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Nice work.
Very good.
Cool.
All right, thanks for listening. Hope everyone has a great week and has stayed safe from the cyclone.
Yeah. And we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Pepper and Me podcast, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the products that we're talking about, you'll find us at pepperandme.co.nz.